I'm still struggling with my schedule a bit because of those 3 weeks of travel, not getting up early enough, getting out while it's too darn hot, but I'm getting it done.
Hey, it's week 16 out of 26 training for the Dopey Challenge at Walt Disney World, and I can't believe I've made it this far without missing a single training routine. This is going to be a really tough week. I've got 2 45-minute training runs, a 7-mile walk, and then at the end of the week, 17 miles. And those distance runs always completely wipe me out for an entire day. Now, while doing all of that, I've got to try to decide on a new computer to buy so I can get back to editing my videos. But in the meantime, I'm going to boot that thing up, my old gamer, so I can talk about the Wine and Dine half marathon weekend. A few weeks out from every race, Run Disney starts to flood your inbox with email, reminding you to check your hotel reservation, your dining reservations, and to generally get you psyched up and excited for the upcoming race. They also release the digital event guide, and then most importantly, your waiver, so you can check your bib number and what corral you're going to be in. Hey, the doors want me to get right into this thing, so let's check out the event guide. And by the time you see this, most of the superheroes information should be out there and available too. Remember, all you have to do is go to rundisney.com, go down to the runner info tab for your specific event, and then click on the event guide. I'll put some links in the description below, and I know you can read most of this for yourself, so I'm going to just go over the key pieces of information that I look for. And that's dates, times, and places, any policy changes, and most importantly, the course and corral maps. You know, sometimes I really wish they still had that really cool looking printed guide or even a downloadable PDF. Much easier with my magnifier, but this is probably usable for most people before the event. Remember, there's some controls on the right-hand side and a table of contents. I like to see exactly what the dates and times are, for instance, for the Health and Fitness Expo, which goes on from November 2nd through the 4th. And you have to go to the expo if you're a participant or you're a spectator who's going to go watch somebody cross the finish line. They say there is no bib pickup or credential pickup at the races themselves. Now, other than that, you can also head over and check out things like driving directions, and I look specifically for the event transportation, which goes from each and every one of the resort hotels. One thing I noticed while I was checking this out, for the 5K and 10K, the buses to the starting line actually start at around 3:30 in the morning for the half marathon, a half hour earlier at 3 o'clock in the morning. They do say there will be no monorail service for anybody who's staying at any of the resorts on the monorail line, like the Polynesian or the Contemporary. That's probably because we don't actually run through the Magic Kingdom for this race. I'll talk about the courses in a couple of minutes, but first I did have a chance to run my own courses, those 2 45-minute training runs. I didn't take the camera out for run number 48, but I did take it out for run number 49.
In the interest of trying to keep up with these weeks despite not being able to put the videos up immediately, I'm actually doing the 2 maintenance runs back-to-back, consecutive days, because my running buddy's coming into town for a week for the Food and Wine Festival, and I don't want to get behind, especially because this is that long week with 17, 18 miles at the end of the week. I'm intentionally slowing down the second maintenance run because they're on consecutive days.
Workout paused. Workout complete. You did it!
I really took it easy on those 2 maintenance runs because I have to put in so many miles at the end of the week. So I did kind of high volume, extra miles, low intensity, kept the pace down. Hopefully, fingers crossed, the temperatures will start to cooperate pretty soon. Now, I've already gone through the event guide, you know, where you need to be and the times you need to be there, things like the Health and Fitness Expo. There's a lot of general information, so I'm just going to page through this very quickly. Of course, you can read through most of it for yourself. And anybody who has not done a Run Disney race in the past, you really want to go over this so you get an idea, a lay of the land for what happens for each and every one of the races. As you see as you go through this, it'll start off with some pre-race information. Just a little bit of the date and time for each one of the races, some of the event transportation guides, where you can do your gear check, what you can and can't take with you, the virtual goodie bag that they give out. And then there's a bunch of information on the post-race party. This is where they close down Epcot around 10 o'clock at night, ask the regular guests to leave, and then hold this party for all of us who finish the half marathon. And use those $15 gift cards. Make sure you check your email for that. This is also where I plan on doing that meetup in front of the main stage near Mouse Gear between 9 before the party starts and about 10:30, so we all have time to get the actual food and wine. I'm going to keep clicking through the pages, go over the individual races in a moment, and those important course maps. But you're going to land finally on some post-race information on things like awards and photographs, what you need to type into your app to get your pictures if you do have the photo pass. And you're going to end up on some safety tips, which are things like costume policies. So nothing bulky, nothing that can impede other runners, and nothing that is going to be misconstrued as a weapon. You might want to read through that on your own. Also, I always look at these policies to see if they've made any changes to the camera policy. We know that selfie sticks are not allowed, but I want to make sure that I can carry my gimbal and my GoPro so I can get video of the races. And the final thing in this section, race etiquette. You're going to want to read it. And they're going to mention this a lot, the announcers, during the races. If you've never run a race before, Disney is walker friendly. There are cast members and characters all over the place. They know that you're going to stop for pictures. They know you're going to walk. But if you're going to do that, make sure you throw your hand in the air. Let the runners behind you know what you're going to do. And then also get to the side of the road. Don't walk 5 and 6 people across, because it's very annoying to runners to have to go around you and possibly go into dangerous areas where they could hurt themselves. Speaking of walking, I did fit in routine number 50. That was the 7-mile walk. I maintained an interval pace of about 6 minutes of walking, 1 minute of running, because I just didn't want to be out there for 2 hours in the morning. I didn't take the camera for that, but I did take it for the 17-miler, run number 51.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Workout started.
About 8 miles in an hour and 20 minutes. I tried to make a lot of excuses not to do this today. The rain in the area, a lot of H's, humidity, heat, this heavy hydration pack. But I forced myself out the door because I know I've got to put in the time. Closing in on 10 miles, 11:25-ish pace. Still feeling okay. So as you've seen, the corrals are about the same as Star Wars Dark Side, and this time around with my proof of time, I got into Corral D, which is okay. I can live with that. Puts me about halfway through the pack, gives me a lot of time to finish the race and a lot of time to get some great video.
17 miles. Pace 12:03.
Whew. I'm spent.
Average pace 12:02. Time 3 hours 24 minutes and 41 seconds. Woohoo!
So there's a lot more information on the 5K and kids races, which I'm not participating in. I'm not even doing the challenge, but I do want to talk more about the 10K and half marathon. So the Wine and Dine 10K, you're going to head from the Magic Kingdom parking lot down World Drive, do a loop through Hollywood Studios, around the boardwalk, and then finish at Epcot. The half marathon is going to take you from the Magic Kingdom parking lot down through Animal Kingdom, where Pandora should be lit up for those of us running in the earlier portion of the race. You're going to head across Osceola Parkway, up World Drive, through Hollywood Studios, around the Boardwalk Resort area, and then finish up at Epcot. Those courses and corrals are identical to what Disney did during the Star Wars Dark Side half marathon weekend back in April. And you can check out those videos on your own if you actually want to see how I ran those courses and what they looked like a few months ago. Hey, look who was hiding on his pillow during my rambling explanation of the event guide. It's Coach Spanky. Remember, you can keep me motivated. Hit that subscribe button if you haven't already done so. Give me a thumbs up. Leave a comment below. Let me know if you're doing Wine and Dine. Maybe you're doing superheroes, and that is my new Captain America shirt for the Wine and Dine Half Marathon weekend, because I can't head out to California. Coming up next week, some easy maintenance runs, plus I'm getting some new gear to replace the stuff that's breaking, and I'm getting ready for Halloween. Hey there. What costume do you want to wear this year, huh? You want to be Super Spank? Captain Spank America? So cool.